They like to extrapolate a lot. They like to extrapolate, and they like to superimpose. You know what I mean? They like anywhere they see the word more, they think it's dumb, right? So if that's the case, that means you're a moron. You know what I mean? You know what I said? You know what I mean? You're a moron then. If every word has more in it, means that it's related to the Moors, well, the word moron has more in it. So you got to accept that too, okay? And I know they're going to mess up because they're Moors. They're engineered to mess up. You understand? So, yeah, now, as far as me helping him.
And they are engineered to mess up. What do you mean by that?
Well, yeah, I mean, Moors are engineered to mess up because you have to look at their inception, you know, how they came about in the first place. They're just their entire history. Everything, I hate to say this, but the Moors might be what you would call the fuck-ups of history. The black fuck-ups of history. If you look at their history and you look at everything that they did, right? And now also you have to determine which Moors we're talking about because that's a whole nother bag of worms. So we'll deal with what I call the fictitious Moors. Okay, the fictitious Moors are these brothers who walk around with, you know, I belong to this temple, I belong to that temple, and blah, blah, blah. Right, they self-identify as Moors. The problem is that because I'm a historian, I always have to pay credence to the word. So when you call yourself a Moor, I'm not interested in your definition. I'm interested in what the word is and what it means and what it refers to. So the first thing that we have to identify about it, that it is an endonym. It is a word that was coined from the outside, the Greeks, who pushed it back on as a blanket catch-all phrase for all black people. So
they don't call themselves Moorish people in Morocco. I talked to a brother last night about this. They don't call themselves Moorish people in Morocco. I talked to a brother last night about this. Listen to me. Listen, I want y'all to get what I'm saying to y'all. All of these Moors doing these videos on YouTube and Facebook talking crazy. I will call your bluff. I will call your bluff. They don't call themselves Moorish people in Morocco. You know that Spain, do y'all know that Spain is Africa? How many people knew or know this, that Spain is Africa? Do y'all think I'm going on vacation trips? Okay, hold up. Let me help y'all out. Ooh, I told you I'm gonna brand myself. I should just drop one of my books off right here. Ooh, they're gonna be looking up that boy Sabir Bey. Who is Sabir Bey? The Moorish chief. So remember when I told you that brother got a fez on right there. But y'all thinking it's a religion. Hold up. I bet, yeah, hold up. Let me ask somebody. I'm scared to even ask that question. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. I'm scared to ask that question. Hold up. Wait a minute. Excuse me. Have you ever heard of this thing called a Moorish American? Ever heard of a Moorish American passport? No, I'm asking you something different now. Have you ever heard of this thing called a Moorish American passport?
A who?
A Moorish American passport.
Moorish?
Yeah. No?
No.
Okay.
Unless you're pronouncing it Moorish? Moorish?
Yeah.
American.
Yeah. Okay.
No, never heard of that.
I was just asking.
And I would know about that.
Yeah, I was just asking. He's still trying to figure. He might have to go to the what you call me, get it expedited. Okay. He might have to go. That's the only way they could do it, is get it expedited. Yeah. So they never heard of no Moorish American passport.
Go ahead, monsieur. How you doing, sir? Who am I dealing with, please? I didn't hear you. Clarence Thomas, thank you. How you doing? And Imani Fogo L, this is my nationality card. I'm a Moorish American national. I am Imani Kifensi Fogo L. I'm a Moorish American national. This is my nationality card. immigration form?
That is correct.
Well, you see, I'm not an immigrant. All I need to show is this right here.
Sorry?
I'm not an immigrant. This is all I need to show right here. I'm a national. I'm a Moorish American national. This is all I'm required to show.
Fill a form.
But that's an immigrant form. I'm not an immigrant. I'm a national.
Yes, nationals must fill form as well.
No.
So
This
does
is
the Prime Minister, the Governor General,
no.
and all the
No.
states.
I'm protected by rights of indigenous people. I'm indigenous to this land. See, what you need is a... If I fill that out, I give up my status as sovereign. This is all I need.
Oh, so you refuse to fill an immigration form?
Not well. You need to take this to your supervisor.
No. I need you to say...
I need you to say if you're not going to take this card or not. That's what I
I
need.
don't have a problem with your card.
Right.
But I'm saying you must fill an immigration form. You have an immigration form.
But I'm not an immigrant. Why do I need an immigration form if I'm
Must fill an immigration
I'm not an okay. I traveled to North America, right? I'm back in South America. This is South America. I did not go overseas.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. I did not go overseas. I stayed on the American continent. If you read this card tells you that I am a national of the American continent. I am not a foreigner. This is my land. If I'm going from my bathroom to my kitchen, why do I need permission from it? The continent. The continent. Antigua is sitting on South America. No, Antigua is a corporation. Antigua has nothing to do with the dirt.
You've encompassed all of it.
Yes.
Okay, no problem.
All I want to hear is if you're going to accept the card or not.
All the time.
Good afternoon. Who am I dealing with, please?
This is Senior Supervisor Daly.
What's your first name?
Donnelly Daly.
Okay, thank you
All
very
right.
much.
The
Yes.
officers explained to me that you have presented just an ID.
A nationality card. A nationality card.
All right. And your passport, do you have that with you?
I don't need to show passport once I show this. It's a nationality
I'm not
card.
asking you if you know whether you need to show it or not. I'm asking if you have a passport in your possession.
Okay, I have a question for you. I was going to ask you a question. You asked me a
I
question.
would really appreciate
Uh-huh.
if you just answer the questions, and I'll give you the opportunity to ask me questions now.
Oh, bear with me just a little bit, right?
Do you have a passport?
I just
in
want to
your
know, are
possession?
you going to accept this or not?
Sir?
Yes.
I just need to know if you have a passport in your possession.
With this, I do not need a passport. I just want to know if you're going to accept this or not, then we can move on.
Sir?
Yes, ma'am.
I need to know if you have a passport.
I need to know if you're going to accept
Come this
that.
way with me.
Yes, ma'am. Hmm?
No, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. How you doing, sir?
How do you do?
I'm doing fantastic and amazing, sir. Just trying
Nice to see you again.
All right.
Talk to me now. What is the problem again?
I just trying to exercise my rights.
Hold on.
So wait, wait. Yeah, close. I just want to. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. So okay. So I just want to know if you're gonna accept that or not.
No, we don't accept it.
All right, that's all I want her to say.
No, we don't.
And all right, not gonna argue. I do have a passport.
That's I've been sent out of the trouble, boy.
It's not trouble. I'm exercising my rights.
But the guy exercise the right, he can't work.
You don't. What are you saying? It's mine. What do you mean I can't exercise my right here? You have to remember that you're government.
You know what?
You're government, and the only function of government is to protect my pre-existing birthright.
What we're telling you, that never work. Because for me, government accept that.
No, your government's a corporation. My government has control of the land.
Okay, but my government pay me.
He pay you?
For me,
When-
just go in here.
Your government get money from my signature.
Well, I don't know that.
That's why I'm trying to teach you other things that you don't know.
You don't teach me.
I
It comes to my government.
No.
That's the one government. You pay me.
God,
That's
yes,
your government.
oh, let's talk. Gaston Brown is a public servant. I'm public.
Well, I
He's
am
my
telling you-
servant.
Okay, so hold on.
Yes.
Your government declared, but I'm telling you, I work with this Antigua government?
Antigua government is my servant. I am the law.
Okay. Well,
I'm a Moorish American national. Yes, show me. Show me. Yes.
And until I get that memo, we go according to what we.
I understand what you're saying.
And that is
But
closed.
wait, no, it's not closed. Ignorance of the law is no
my body will
excuse.
take care of you. My
Now,
body will take
good
care
talking to you, sir.
Work permit or anything?
Don't need a work permit.
What? You have an Antiguan passport?
Don't need an Antiguan passport. I'm a national. I'm a Moorish American national. I'm in communication with, and it marks my rights have been violated. This is my soil. This is my land. I don't need their permission. To ask me for time, that's called extortion. This is my soil, my ancestral estate.
Anyone came on the flight? I have a flight time thing and I have this week.
Yes, sir.
Every time you come through here,
Yes.
you give us problem.
You think it's problem
No,
for
no, no.
you?
No, hold
I'm
on, hold on,
exercising my rights.
Your rights of what?
I am a national. I'm a Moorish American national. I'm standing on my ancestral estate of the Americas.
Let me explain something. The next time that you come here,
Yes.
I'm going to refuse the entry. If you do not follow the rules and guidelines of Antigua,
You need to follow the rules of the Constitution.
Which Constitution?
That is the law of the American continent, the land.
this is Antigua.
No, it's not.
This is not Antigua.
No, it's not. Antigua is a corporation.
Let me explain to you. The next time that you come here, you give your document or else you will refuse the entry.
You cannot tell me what to do. That's called slavery.
Okay.
All right.
Fine. I already. You have 1 month to go and get your status of the job.
You cannot tell me what to do on my ancestral
One
estate.
in there and you
That's called extortion.
extortion. I spoke to you the last time you come to
You are not the law, sir. I heard you. But I'm going to do my thing to exercise my rights.
Okay.
I have
No problem with
rights.
that.
I'm exercising my rights, and it's a problem with you. I will always exercise my rights. I know my rights. I'm a Moorish American national. You said what you said. I heard you, but I'm not listening.
Okay, fair
I heard you, but I'm not listening.
enough.
You're not in charge of me. No, refuse my entry. YouTube.
People do is they talk to the wrong people, and they talk to a lot of these weak behind Moors in these Moor science temples. Let me explain. I don't take sides, and I'm going to say this again. The weak behind Moor science temple Moors. If you're a Moor that's in the temple, you got an issue that is not severe base problem. I am not a Moor science temple Moor. But don't go to the Moor science temple thinking that they are the answers to everything that's going on. Period. Don't go to them. They don't even have no credibility. None. Let me tell you something, brother. I'm a straight Philly nigga. Let me tell you something, brother. I'm a straight Philly nigga. Let me tell you something, brother. I'm a straight Philly nigga. This is what my brother Kush said.
Man, you ain't no straight Philly nothing.
Don't play
You ain't no straight Philly nothing. But when you come to Philly, let me know. When you come to Philly, and I'm straight Baltimore.
Okay,
and what?
Do you, dude?
And what?
We got, and I don't even want to go there with this bull, but honestly,
And what?
keep my name out your mouth, bro, for real.
You don't want that smoke, man.
Okay,
Go
keep
ahead,
my
man.
name out your
Man,
mouth.
no, you keep my name out and my posts out your posts. I say what I want.
Okay.
You ain't gonna do nothing.
Okay.
Now.
Okay,
check
y'all
me.
better check these Moors.
Check.
I'm not Mr. Brown. I'm not Mr. Brown. I'm JL.
You're JL.
Yes. You know Article 15 Declaration of Rights of Indigenous People? Or Article 15 Declaration of Human Rights?
Open the door, let me talk to you. I'm with the U.S. Marshal's office.
I understand. I'm talking to you right now, though.
Open the door, let me talk to you.
Sir, Sir, my children right here, I can talk to you just fine.
I'm asking you to open the door so I can talk to you.
And I'm letting you know right now, we're going to speak about international law. Is that correct?
Give me the door, open it. I'm going to break the door down if you don't open it. I have a warrant here for your arrest.
Is that signed off by an Article 3 judge? Is that signed off by an Article 3 judge? Is that signed off by an Article 3 judge? Sir, is that signed off by an Article 3 judge? So it's not. So it's not signed off by an Article 3 judge. So it's not a real warrant. So you don't have a real warrant. So you don't have a real warrant. You broke my door? Here. Record him. Just keep it recorded. No fear. You like that door? You see the flag? Flag.
Open the door!
Cameron, I'm talking to you, please.
Open the door!
Please calm down. I'm speaking to you civilly.
Open the door. We're gonna open.
Do you have an Article 3 warrant?
Open the door.
So you don't have a real warrant. You deprive me of my rights of color of law. You deprive my rights underneath color of law. You deprive me of my rights of color of law. You don't have a real warrant. Article 15, Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Everyone has a right to a nationality. Everyone has a right to a nationality.
Go to the front door and force these guys in his arms back here.
Everyone has a right to a nationality. No one shall be arbitrarily deprived of their nationality, nor the right to change their nationality. Article 15. Article 15.
You got anybody else to watch your kids, or do we need to call DCS?
I'm watching my children.
Do you have anyone else to watch your kids?
His wife is right here.
I'm watching my children. You're making entrances to my house. Article 15, Declaration of Human Rights.
child, man.
No one shall be arbitrarily deprived of their nationality, nor the right to change their nationality. Hey! No one shall be arbitrarily give it to my wife. Give him to my wife. I'm not resisting and I do not consent. But no one shall be arbitrarily deprived of their nationality. Keep recording. You do this in front of my son. I'm being kidnapped. No one shall be arbitrarily deprived of their nationality.
Come here.
You force entrance into my home.
We're leaving.
You form entrance into my home. No one shall be arbitrarily deprived of their nationality. Color of law.
That the L emerges from Syria.
What?
It's from Syria. From Syria. And it trickles down to their slaves, the Arabs. And it becomes part of Islam. And then it comes to you as slaves. Right? Wanting better treatment from the Arabs. Right? Being Malawis or commanders of their commanders of their army. Right? Things that happen to something like Al-Kahina's. The Arabs murdered Al-Kahina. That's why I was talking to Shaka on the couch. The Arabs murdered Al-Kahina. They murdered her. You know what her sons did? Her sons joined the Arab forces as commanders. They seek vengeance for their mother. Elder Taj Tariq Bey. Were the Umayyads, the Arab invaders, were they Moors?
Yes.
Do you know if the Moors themselves actually called themselves Moors? You know,
that's debatable. That's debatable, but I'll tell you, no. No. Our people didn't call themselves that. It was other people calling them Moors it was like to identify their race and who they was. That's what that was. They Moors or something like that. But nah, man, we are African people. We are African, brother. Our ancestors called themselves Africans, and we could go back in Jabari could even show you the slides where they called themselves African. So no, they didn't call themselves Moors. In fact, when you look at the historical Moors, they wasn't talking about no laws. They were fighters. They were killers. They was going up against the army. They wasn't sitting back writing no damn laws talking about don't call yourself black and you can't go by this and we have our own national. They wasn't doing none of that. So no, brother, we was not calling ourselves that. We were African people, brother, and we are African people.
He likes to identify himself as a Moor. So I just, I asked him, I said, yo, can you show me in writing somewhere where these Moors actually called themselves, where they identified themselves as that? Not somebody from the outside who's writing about them calling them that. I want you to show me them identifying themselves as Moors. And I can't find it anywhere.
Well, you can find it this Saturday. I think I might put on a pair of my Moorish shoes. You know what I'm saying? I got some Moorish shoes. You'll find it there. I'll take it off and let you look in the inside. You'll probably see Moorish.
You're terrible. All right. I just got one other question.
Go ahead, brother.
Just really quickly in response to the question you just asked, let me say to you that the challenge with finding the way that Moors refer to themselves is partially because that's really loud. Is partially because when we refer to the Moors, we're talking about a group of people that actually were multinational. Titus is kept. Many of them were multiracial, and they existed over a very long period of time. So in some ways, what we're doing is we're collapsing a group of people under a term that they did not use themselves.
Right.
I really appreciate that some people are trying to go back to a time when people of African descent were a global people who were doing amazing things and teaching the large segments of the population of Earth. And I get why they're connected to the Moors. But I think that sometimes when we try to describe who those great people were, we get a little bit sloppy with our descriptions.
Definitely, because what I find in the reading is, the Moors, the great Moors who ran in Spain, they did this, they did that, they invented this, they did that. But when you look at the names that they're mentioning, they're Arabs. Yeah, these people don't want to say
there you go,
Arabs
brother.
More.
There you go.
So I'm like, what are you talking about? All the names, all the official names are Arabs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense.
There are multinational Islamic people for the most part, and also multiracial. Not every Moor was someone that looked like an African. And so I think that we need to acknowledge that while there were certainly Africans that were prominent during the period in those groups of people that we consider Moors, there certainly were. I'm not saying they weren't African. I'm saying they weren't all African.
Exactly.
We get really sloppy when we try to describe them, and I try not to beat up our brothers and sisters who are Moors unless they say something that I think really puts them out of the bounds, like we're not Africans, that kind of stuff. I go after them on. But the reality is they're trying to put together a history, piece together a history that was kept from us as well. So it's difficult. It's not easy. I understand what they're trying to do, even though I think sometimes they need to be a bit more disciplined about the scholarship they're bringing to an understanding of history.
Yeah, because I feel like with their scholarship, what they're trying to do is the same thing that Europeans did, and they're trying to rewrite everything as black, 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 black. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's not that quite simple, because when you start naming names, you're naming Arabs. So it just don't make any sense. But my second question is also concerning them. These Moors that were in Spain, do you know if they wore fezzes?
They wore turbans. They wore turbans.
Yeah, turban ain't a fez though. I want to know if they wore fez.
Well, you can go back and you'll see some of them wearing them the bucket hats or the fez, what they call it, the fez. Yeah, some of them had on fez, some of them had on the turbans. They was going back and forth. In Spain?
I don't know.
I think the turbans in Spain.
Yeah, all the images I see of Moors, and I haven't studied this exhaustively, I should say, this particular topic exhaustively. But I believe that most of those people we would consider Moors who are in Spain were often wearing turbans. The fez is a hat that comes from us from the area around Turkey. And it was conflated with ancient Islamic peoples who existed in the area. And so there's some confusion around the fez as well. And I think that we need to be a bit more disciplined about how we describe those people that did amazing things that were also African. And that's a challenge.
All right.
Okay.
So thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Questions to answer. Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot, man.
All right.
Thank you,
Peace.
dear brother.
Peace and black power,
No
Jabari.
problem.
Thank you for coming through, brother. I appreciate you.
Yep.
They don't call themselves Moorish people in Morocco. I talked to a brother last night about this. They don't call themselves Moorish people in Morocco. I talked to a brother last night about this. Listen to me. Listen, I want y'all to get what I'm saying to y'all. All of these Moors doing these videos on YouTube and Facebook talking crazy. I will call your bluff. I will call your bluff. They don't call themselves Moorish people in Morocco.
All of these Africans that went up into Western Asia and they were castrated, they left no seed. They left no seed. They left no children. And so that is the reason why you can explain why there is not a large population of Africans in now Iran and in Syria, right? And in Western Europe, right? Or in the Turkish Empire, is because when those eunuchs died, they had no seeds, they had no wives, they had no children, they had no population. So it was population control. Now, what I just said is that when you create a eunuch culture, the eunuchs don't give children, so there are no descendancies. So when you want to come up to me and say, Brother Reggie, and start talking about descendancy, right? And that's not descendable. You're not dealing with what the Iranians and the Turks and the rest of the Arabs did to Africans. They made us non-descendable. But then you want to use these code words and act like we don't know what makes a person descendable or not. When you're a eunuch, you're not gonna be descendable. When you're a eunuch, you don't have any nationality. Your balls just got cut off. And you want to come to us in this period of time and start talking about we ain't got no nationality. See, the nature of the African, there were many nations in North Africa, Central Africa, Southern Africa, right? So because there's so many of the nations, you know what we just call them? We call them black, right? Now, you have simplified it to be a Moorish nation, right? So that's like, you know, common denominator, right? Right? So in order to cover up all of these black African nationalities that you destroyed, you destroyed their nationality. Because they had nationalities before you came, before the Umayyad came, before the Abbasid came, before all of those little tribal white dynasties came. Africans had nationality. Ghana, ancient Ghana, had a nationality. You took their nationality. Now you want to call them Moors, right? So we ain't gonna apologize for it. That's why we stand for blackness, right? Because we are not gonna be aligned with something that we know destroyed our people. And we're not gonna cover it up. So when I see these pictures of these eunuchs, right, it makes me cry. What does it do to you? It makes you turn the page, right? Because you're gonna apologize for it. You're gonna be like one of those Moors who, when you look at the picture side there and you saw it in your own eyes, oh, he wasn't a Moor. But I'm gonna show you during the debate who is a Moor and who's not a Moor, right? Because we have people like Al-Mansur. Al-Mansur went down and destroyed Timbuktu. He made them slaves. That's history. And he used black folks to do it. And he made them eunuchs and concubines too. And you're gonna tell me that the people that was working, that were subjects of Al-Mansur, they were subjects. They have no nationality. So y'all wanna play these little word games.
May not have heard of the Moorish nationals, but police have members claim to follow Moorish science. It comes from a black religious group that's been around for nearly a century. Most of its members obey the law, but not everyone. Chip Reed looks at how some use their religion to justify the crime.
This 35,000 square foot mansion in an exclusive corner of Bethesda, Maryland, has 12 bedrooms, 17 bathrooms, and trees planted by President Clinton and Vice President Gore. On the market for nearly $6 million, it's not exactly a steal. So imagine real estate agent Jordan Feinberg's surprise when he learned someone had moved into the vacant property.
The owner calls me again and says, the neighbor called, there are people inside the house claiming they own the house. And I'm like, what?
Lamont Butler, a.k.a. Lamont Maurice L., claimed the mansion for himself. He even provided documents issued by the so-called Moorish National Republic to back it up.
It's a burglary in the purest sense.
Across the country, Butler and many other self-styled Moorish nationals have laid claim to property and status they say is lawfully theirs because their ancestors were here first. In Memphis, Tennessee, Tabitha Gentry staked a claim on this $3 million foreclosed home using heavy chains. Charged with trespassing, burglary, and theft, Gentry, who prefers the name Abka Ray Bey, says as a citizen of the Moorish American National Republic, that land is her land. And this man was arrested by police in Fayetteville, North Carolina, for interfering with a stolen car investigation. But his wife claims the arrest was illegal because he is a member of the Moorish nation.
He had diplomatic immunity. Why are y'all doing this?
Moors trace their beliefs to Noble Drew Ali, who founded the Moorish Science Temple in Chicago in 1925. With tens of thousands of followers, the faith borrows heavily from Islam. It also teaches that all black Americans are Moorish Americans, descendants of an ancient Moroccan global empire, an idea some followers have taken one step further.
So you don't have to get a license plate or a driver's license. You can lay claim to property.
Spencer Dew, who studies the movement, says Moorish Americans have long taken pride in being American citizens, but as the group splintered over the decades, some offshoots abandoned that view.
But I also think we have some opportunistic individuals, some sort of lone wolf elements.
Jeff Fort is perhaps the most notorious movement member. The former leader of a violent Chicago street gang, he was convicted in 1987 of conspiring with Libya's Gaddafi regime to blow up U.S. government buildings.
It's kind of a public relations nightmare. The vast majority of Moorish communities in America are not involved in any of this sovereign citizen ideology, not involved in fraudulent behavior, not involved in criminal acts.
As for Butler, he eventually abandoned the Bethesda mansion, but he still faces charges of burglary, theft, and fraud. He's currently out on bond.
You know, everybody likes to look at a big, beautiful house, but usually you call a realtor to unlock the door for you.
For CBS This Morning, Chip Reed, Washington.
And I'm tired of doing these videos because I know they're scary-ass Moors is watching this, and they never want to have nothing to say. It's scary as hell. $1,800 to push the flight back, right? If I didn't come, I would have lost out on hotels. I would have lost out on my flight. And none of these Moors will have your back. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Less than 3 of these Moors actually supported, that was probably $10 and $20. Less than 3 with bays and ills. I literally had to call other people or take money from my calendars, right? From my calendar, right? To make y'all think that I'm getting paid. Y'all think that people are supporting the way y'all think they're supporting. But I had to take money from the calendars, DVD sales, and actually try to make this happen. Right? Even though I had to pay for this because it wasn't free. So in the mix of all of this, I'm trying to get these done, calendars done, right? And at the same time, trying to make sure everything is cool. So, why would I jeopardize this? Why would I go through an airport and show y'all stuff live? So Medivh couldn't go. So that we had to chalk that money up. Negroes on the other side saying, why you ain't get the money back? Or why you ain't get the money back? Negroes, you can't get the money back. And I couldn't get the money back from the hotels if I didn't go. But I could sell you a dream for $500. You want some passport? You want a diplomatic passport? Let me make sense out of this, yo. This is what happened on IG. When a sister hit me up and said to me, I'm going to share the video with y'all. So, she said that these Moors are getting mad at me. Some of these Moors sit up here and say, well, Taj do it for free. Let me make this clear for all of you Moors. Sabir Bey is not Taj Tariq Bey. Sabir Bey is not Taj Tariq Bey. One more time. Sabir Bey is not Taj Tariq Bey. I travel. It costs. Do that make sense, y'all? Does that make sense? Hotels cost. Flying costs. Getting in the cab costs. But you got people who on social media showing y'all a front part of a passport and it says diplomat. Negroes, let me explain. You can't be a diplomat in your own land. Does that make sense? You can't be a diplomat in your own land. And if you're a diplomat, diplomats don't necessarily, they don't even pay for flights. Did y'all know that? Did that make any kind of sense? Is it ringing a bell yet? Is it ringing a bell? That diplomats don't pay for flights. Did that make sense? I'm going to clear some stuff up for y'all. Because somebody said, why you ask for donations? Why not? I'm not cussing y'all out. I can ask for what I want to ask for because I know my value.
Sabir Bey out here making videos about me now, lying. Sabir Bey is scared to have a discussion with any other man if it's not on his platform. I've offered him $300 and showed him everybody knows I offer Sabir Bey $300 to have a 1-hour discussion, and he's shaking in his boots.
Bluff. Yes, I am sitting in Spain. I just had to turn around and walk in a little alley to do this video because cut me off. YouTube cut me off when I put Minister Farrakhan's name in it. So, I will call your bluff. They don't call themselves Moorish people in Morocco. I talked to a brother last night about this. They don't call themselves Moorish people in Morocco. I talked to a brother last night about this. Listen to me. Listen, I want y'all to get what I'm saying to y'all. All of these Moors doing these videos on YouTube and Facebook talking crazy. I will call your bluff. I will call your bluff. They don't call themselves Moorish people in Morocco. I talked to a brother last night about this. They don't call themselves Moorish people in Morocco. I talked to a brother last night about this. They don't call themselves Moorish people in Morocco. I talked to a brother last night about this. They don't call themselves Moorish people in Morocco. I talked to a brother last night about this. They don't call themselves Moorish people in Morocco. I talked to a brother last night about this. Listen to me. Listen, I want y'all to get what I'm saying to y'all. All of these Moors doing these videos on YouTube and Facebook talking crazy. I will call your bluff. They don't call themselves Moorish people in Morocco. I talked to a brother last night about this. They don't call themselves Moorish people in Morocco. I talked to a brother last night about this. I will call your bluff.
What up, fam? It's Chief X, the God Best reincarnated, with some more common sense, science, reality, and truth. You see the name above, Sabir Bey, on here lying to people again, miseducating the public on purpose, not an accident. This is on purpose. He's been doing this forever. I've called him on it. I've asked him and even wanted to pay him to come on his live stream, but he won't allow it because he don't want to be proved wrong in front of his followers. I just want you to see how Sabir Bey lies intentionally to people in America and in Spain. He's over here on a little vacation or whatever he's doing in Spain, and I want to show you a video clip of how he just blatantly lies to this French African brother while he's in Spain and tries to tell him that this guy was a Moor in Spain in the years of 700 to 1400. Remember, I said 700 to 1400.
You see what I'm saying? So once they got in by infiltration,
yes,
then that was the weekend. Yes. That was the weekend in Alhambra. Yes. A lot of people don't know that, but you ever see the Moorish chief? You got your phone? Yes. Look it up. I'm gonna show you the Moorish chief.
Yes.
It was inside the Alhambra. Just go Google the Moorish chief.
He's asking, has he seen the Moorish chief, which is a picture or a painting, excuse me, a famous painting that's in the Philadelphia Museum. But Sabir Bey and all the Moors always lie and act like it's a Moor at that time. There's even books written by some wrong scholars with this picture on the book cover, just misleading people.
What's his name? Just punch in Moorish chief.
The guy asked him what's his name. He said, he just said, just punch in Moorish chief. He can't tell him his name.
Moorish chief. M-O-O-R. M-O-O-R. Chief. Like separated chief. There you go, right there. Now click that. I want you to see the photo. Now go to the photos. You see that?
Don't go to the scholarship. Go to the picture, because niggas is picture prone. They see a picture and get all thrown off, but they never give you the art history of a picture. If someone's showing you a picture or a meme, ask them where is the source, where is the art history of it. Most pictures have an explanation of what they are.
He looks like you. That was done in the Alhambra back then.
He just said that was done in the Alhambra back then. He's referring to between the times of Moors, which were Arab and Berbers, not West Africans, not Sub-Saharan Africans. They were Arabs and Berbers. So he said this is him in the Alhambra back then. Neither one of those two statements are true.
Oh shit. Yeah. Edward Charlemagne. Yeah. By Charlemagne. Yeah. Inside that mosque. Inside the Alhambra. Mm-hmm. Oh, right in there.
You heard him. Inside the Alhambra.
Most people don't even know about that. He has actually a fez on his head.
And told the man he got a fez on his head, which he doesn't. It's a turban. Sabir Bey is so disingenuous and fraudulent.
It's a famous painting in Philadelphia in the Art Museum. One of the most famous paintings in Philadelphia Art Museum.
Now, he knows it's in the Philadelphia Art Museum, but he won't give him the real story. He wants this man to walk away thinking that's how the Moors looked between 700 and 1400. Those are the people who conquered Spain. That's what he wants this man to believe. That's wicked behavior.
I would keep that. Yeah, look it up. Yeah, I'm telling you, look it up, brother. What's your name again? Basi. Basi? Yeah, Sabir. Sabir Bey. Yes, sir, no doubt. That's what you do. You teach and you build. You teach and you build. You see how that works? He's from France.
He said, you teach and you build. Yeah, he's trying to miseducate on purpose, like he always does. So let's go over here and see the real history of this picture. This picture today is titled The Moorish Chief. It wasn't when it was painted. Guess when it was painted? Guess when it was? 1878. They call it the Moorish Chief now in the Philadelphia Museum. 1878, that's damn near 1900. That is 400 whole years later from the the Arabs and Berbers conquering Spain. 400 years later, meaning it's not in the Alhambra, and it wasn't a Moorish chief. The artist is Edward Clermont from Austria. He's an Austrian. It's an oil painting. The Moorish chief. This is the art history of it. Source. Looking down at us, a tall man in white robe standing in the doorway of an impressive palace. People have marveled at this painting's detail and speculated about its subject for over 100 years, but no one knows for sure who the man is because this is not a portrait. The artist used a costumed model. It's a model. A model in costume standing in a Moorish palace. It's not the Alhambra. The painting is filled with many realistic details. Look at the man's clothing. He is dressed in the kind of hooded cloak sometimes called a burnous and typically worn by Arabs and Moors. Arabs and Moors, it says. A Moor is any Muslim in Northwest Africa between that time period. Mainly Berbers and Arabs. On his head, a headdress, they call it a kafiyeh. It's not a fez like Sabir lied to him about. Sabir knows that's not a fez. It's a headdress that almost completely covers a crimson cap underneath. Okay, it's just talking about the history, but let's go down and we'll see what it talks about. The background of this painting is based. Can y'all see that? The background of this painting is based on the Alhambra, a famous fortress overlooking the city Granada, Spain. The Alhambra was built during the 13th and 14th centuries by Moors, Arabs and Berbers. Now, Arabs did have African slaves, or sub-Saharan African and West African slaves. Okay? They weren't the chief of anything. They were the servant. By Moors. Muslims. Okay, look. It just corroborates what I said, actually. The Alhambra was built during the 13th and 14th century by Moors. Muslims from northwestern Africa, who ruled large portions of Spain from 700 to 1400. Okay, just like I said, West Africans, sub-Saharan Africans never ruled or conquered Spain. That was what the Arabs did. That's Arab history, Arab and Berber history. Although Spain is part of the European continent, it is located just across the Straits of Gibraltar from North Africa. I always tell people you can swim from Morocco to Spain. The painting probably gets its current title, The Moorish Chief, from the Moorish architecture in the background. But when it was first exhibited in 1878, it was called The Guardian of Seraglio. Seraglio. Pronounce it Seraglio. I gotta roll the tongue, excuse me. Seraglio. That's the original name of the painting. The Guardian of Seraglio is the name for the special quarters. That's what the original name was, the Guardian of Seraglio. It is a name for the special quarters in a Muslim residence where the women of the household were sheltered from strangers, being protected by strangers. So the title identified the man as a guard of the women in the palace, a servant, a guard. He's not a chief. He's not running nothing. He's a servant. Arabs and Berbers enslaved West Africans and sub-Saharan Africans, and they were servants, and they were Islamized. They weren't anybody special. So the title identified the man as a guard of the woman in the palace. He's working. But it's a painting in just his imagination, though. But this is what's his imagination. He painted a black man guarding women, doing his job as a servant. However, after being purchased by Philadelphia collector John G. Johnson in 1892, the painting listed as the Alhambra Guard was another name. When he bought it, the painting was listed as the Alhambra Guard. He's a servant. This title makes sense, since the palace in the background resembles the Alhambra. It's not the Alhambra. He just painted what looked like the Alhambra with Moorish artwork. Finally, the painting came to Philadelphia Museum of Art. People began calling it Moorish Chief. People later just called it the Moorish Chief. So as you find that these different styles, so they called it the Moorish Chief because it had Moorish artwork in the background. Not because of any kind of ethnicity reasons. It was just an imagination. That's what he used in his imagination, this painting. Okay? The artist, Edward Charlemont, made the figure, and the setting looked so true to life. So that was it. And in the video, he also calls the Moorish chief Charlemont. But that's the name of Edward Claremont. Charlemont was born in 1848 in Vienna, the capital of Austria. His father was a professional artist who painted miniature portraits. It just goes on to tell you how he uses imagination from different books he read and things he's seen. And at that time, he was sure, because it's the fact, that any black in Spain more than likely was a servant or slave to the real Moors, who were Arabs and Berbers. Chief X, I'm out. Stop lying to people, Sabir Bey.
I will call your bluff.
Sabir Bey out here making videos about me now, lying. Sabir Bey is scared to have a discussion with any other man if it's not on his platform. I've offered him $300 and showed him, everybody knows I offer Sabir Bey $300 to have a 1-hour discussion, and he's shaking in his boots. So what he does is to avoid this discussion and to run from this discussion, he will say, okay, $300 is not enough to talk to me for an hour. Give me $1,000 and we can have a debate. This nigga wants somebody to pay him $1,000 to have a discussion. So those are just tactics that people do to kill the case, to make sure that they don't debate. Only thing I'm asking, say yes, Sabir Bey. I want to have a discussion. If you do, and your information you teaching is correct and right, you should be confident. You shouldn't be running around here scared for the last 2 years to talk. Now, I'm not offering no money no more. That was last year, and you've been running for a year. That thing is over. I'm just asking for a discussion for 1 hour. If you're right, what are you scared about? So, I'll give Xavier 10 minutes on my platform. Why your platform? Check this out. This is how fair and real I am. Fuck Chief X's platform. Fuck Sabir Bey's platform. Let's go to a neutral platform. I'm ready. Just say yes. Sabir Bey, you made 2 videos spitting fire on me today and lying to your people. But your people need to know you throwing up these taxes because you're scared to have a conversation with any other grown man outside of your platform for fear of exposure for fear that it will be revealed that Sabir Bey has been lying to the people for for a fucking decade straight. For a decade straight, Sabir Bey's intentions is to miseducate black people and confuse black people because he's been corrected and shown the truth 100 times over. So this is why he refuses to have a discussion. So it's out there, Sabir Bey. Just say yes. My answer is yes. We're yet to hear yes from you. I don't want to hear nothing else. Don't nobody inbox me. Don't post nothing on my comment thread. All I want to hear is Sabir saying yes. Let's get it and have a discussion on someone else's neutral platform. Period. If he's not saying that, he's shaking in his boots. Don't believe any other excuse. Yeah, I'm gonna get it. Who got some questions? It's just Friday during the day. I'm kind of free. I took care of all my business. No, Jerry Machiavelli, let me explain. I'm glad you came here. You said go on his live. We did that, Jerry. I went on this live almost a year ago. He tried to control the narrative and play mind games, and he didn't want to commit to a discussion. He didn't. Jerry, stop believing. This is Chief X right here. I'm not going to jive you. A topic of his choice. At the time, a year ago, we had a topic. I told him he can choose a topic to make him feel better, because topic is always key. He didn't want to come up with a topic. He didn't want to schedule nothing. He just wanted you to come on the live at the drop of a dime and have a few words and bounce so he can seem like he said something and play a mind game with his people. No, nigga. Let's go on a neutral site. You over here, I'm over here, and we're going to have a man-to-man fucking discussion. Get some fucking balls and let's have a discussion. What are you scared of if your info is right? Jerry Machiavelli. If a man's info is right, he is not scared to be challenged by no other man. If his info is sketchy and faulty and he's been lying for a decade, of course he's going to be scared to go on a neutral platform and discuss that shit. This is fucking common sense and logic. How are you confused, my brother? How is you confused? I listened to one of his streams just a minute ago. That's why I said, let me make a live right now. I listened to it. He said out of his mouth. See, I don't have to lie on him. I can straight from his mouth. He said, Chief X can pay me $300 to come on my live stream for 10 minutes. What kind of pussy ass shit is that? And then you got his fanboys and groupies and this bitch all up in my inbox. I said, bitch, get the fuck up out my inbox with that bullshit. Talking about, come on this live, come on, for 10 minutes. Why would I waste my time when I want to have a grown man discussion? He wants to have a kiddie discussion and talk over me for a few minutes and get me off his stream, as if his broke ass is worth more than $300. You see where he streams at? Have you ever seen him streaming inside of his own motherfucking place? All he do is take money from you niggas, and he got a cash app and ask for donations. I've never in my life asked for a donation on any live stream I was on. And if you can find me doing that, I'll give you $100. I've never, every single live stream Sabir Bey do, he's asking for cash donations. Why? He takes that money and goes on a little tour, bullshit y'all, and come back and be broke again and front. You can tell these niggas live with somebody, their mama, a guardian, or whatever. You can tell they do by where they film and record at. You see me filming and recording in the comfortability of my own fucking apartment. You see it? I live alone and pay my own bills. I'm not in my motherfucking car every fucking live stream running off with the mouth because I'm scared somebody in the house may hear me. These is mind games y'all fall for. Grown-ass men got a place where they live and stay and shoot a video. They're not always outside in the motherfucking car at the local Starbucks. Who with internet service hangs at Starbucks every day if they got a home of themselves for themselves? People who go to Starbucks is because they broke. They may not have internet service at home. They may not have comfortable living where they can shoot the shit like I'm doing right now. Y'all don't know that? All these fake niggas all on YouTube doing streams in their car and shit. All in the backyard and shit. In a motherfucking, you know, all this old dumb shit. That means a nigga's broke. And fronting for you. Tell Sabir Bey to do a live stream in his home. If he got a place to live. If he lives alone. Talking about $300 ain't enough. Talking about $300 is not enough to talk to me for an hour. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. You sitting here doing live stream, taking cash checks. Niggas giving you $5 and $1 and $10, $20. Nigga, I was talking about giving you $300 for an hour. And you want to act all high and mighty and sedity like that? Like $300 is just pales? Like you can't even pay, you know. What the fuck is wrong with you, nigga? That's that bullshit. I'm trying to tell you that's that bullshit. You see, you do live streams for the specific point every single fucking day. Go to his page and see. You do live streams every day because that's how you pay your bills and make it in life. You niggas ain't got no motherfucking job. You ain't got no motherfucking business. What's your business? Where do you work at? Live streams is your job. So guess what? If Chief X spanked your ass and proved that bullshit you teaching is false, then guess what? Sabir's Bay people look at him sideways. Then he can't pay his motherfucking rent because his followers done left and seeing he been jiving them for fucking 10 years. Oh, Sabir Bey got his ass spanked. Chief X intellectually abused his ass, so his money leaves. He won't dare chance that fucking with me.
I will call your bluff. I will call your bluff. Bluff. Yes, I am sitting in Spain. I just had to turn around and walk in a little alley to do this video because cut me off. YouTube cut me off when I put Minister Farrakhan's name in it. So, I will call your bluff. They don't call themselves Moors, people in Morocco. I talked to a brother last night about this. They don't call themselves Moors, people in Morocco. I talked to a brother last night about this. Listen to me. Listen, I want y'all to get what I'm saying to y'all. All of these Moors doing these videos on YouTube and Facebook talking crazy. I will call your bluff. I will call your bluff. They don't call themselves Moors, people in Morocco. I talked to a brother last night about this. They don't call themselves Moors, people in Morocco. I talked to a brother last night about this. They don't call themselves Moors, people in Morocco. I talked to a brother last night about this. They don't call themselves Moors, people in Morocco. I talked to a brother last night about this. They don't call themselves Moors, people in Morocco. I talked to a brother last night about this. Listen to me. Listen, I want y'all to get what I'm saying to y'all. All of these Moors doing these videos on YouTube and Facebook talking crazy. I will call your bluff. They don't call themselves Moors, people in Morocco. I talked to a brother last night about this. They don't call themselves Moors, people in Morocco. I talked to a brother last night about this.